What's up, guys? It is Jammo. I'm back to talk about whatever I've been watching. Today, it's Against the Ice. It's a movie about two dudes freezing their balls off for like 3 entire years in Greenland. Despite this, their beards never grow or get shorter. Maybe we just happen to see them like a week or so post-shave every single time, because the whole movie is sort of a montage, right? I mean, it would be a really long movie otherwise, but tish, fucking terrible joke. If you're familiar with this film, you might be asking why I'm reviewing a passed-over Netflix release from March that received acclaim from pretty much nobody. And to answer you, yeah, good question. Look at those numbers. Not the best, but I like survival movies, you see. And I like movies that take place in the snow, and I've been chasing this particular dragon to no avail ever since the goddamn Revenant. So, you know, dude's trying to survive in the snow? I'm probably gonna watch it, eventually. Unfortunately, the numbers were pretty much on the money. I personally hate the practice of assigning numbers or fucking letter grades to art, but you know, these metrics are useful sometimes, and I like the aggregate, so necessary evil perhaps. But anyway, like I said, two dudes. They leave the warm embrace of their shipmates on the good ship Lollipop behind to find a land bridge between Greenland and somewhere else, I think. I honestly already forgot. Mishaps occur, months pass, they find what they're looking for, and when they get back, the ship is gone. And they hang out in a shack singing an increasingly demented rendition of Kumbaya for like 2 solid years before they do or do not perish. I'll leave you a little mystery in case you don't know the story. I'm not a monster, and it is a real story, by the way. You can probably tell that I wasn't very invested though, and that's the big problemo. I wasn't bored exactly, the movie's fine, but I had a big old case of why do I care? The photography was nice, although if you're shooting in the wilderness of Greenland and Iceland, it goddamn well better be. But I didn't care about the mission, first of all. Why does this matter? To find a land bridge or whatever. Trials Dance explains it at some point, but I honestly wasn't listening. I also didn't find the characters super engaging, even if the acting was pretty good. Who are these guys? Once again, why do I care? The answer is I don't know. They try to instill some of that in the second half where they drink cocoa and go bonkers, and Captain Crunch starts dancing with imaginary ladies, but the interiority was pretty shallow overall. This also speaks to another problem, which is what kind of movie this wants to be. The first half is a pseudo-survival movie, and the second half is a pseudo-psychological thriller narrative? ? I like the survival stuff more, but when our hero falls through fucking polar ice and his entire body, clothing and all, is completely submerged for like 30 seconds, and then he warms up just by getting put to beddy by, I was like, okay, no. That water is skin-shatteringly cold. You'd be in amputation territory. Sir Ranulph Fiennes, this guy, who's a real polar explorer and one of the most badass people to ever live, lost his fingers in what he calls a 3-minute mistake with polar water. You can't just sleep it off. It's so absurd. And the movie just lost credibility with me after that, the realism elements. But really the biggest problem is that it's just not very exciting, except for maybe that moment before he gets tucked in. I'm gonna use a written critic to round us out again today because I loved this. To reduce a titanic struggle for survival in one of the most inhospitable climes on Earth to such by-the-numbers drama is in many ways akin to standing on a jagged frozen peak, gazing across blizzard-assailed permafrost plains to crumbling white cliffs and ice shelves and thinking, snow. Yes, yes indeed. That is well written. Cheers to the author, Jessica King. Against the Ice is not a terrible movie. I might even say it warrants a lukewarm recommendation if you're really into this type of story like me, but all in all, meh, the numbers speak for themselves in this case. And we're done. We went up against the ice and survived, or something. I don't know. It's hard to be funny about this movie. I already forgot most of it. Thanks for watching, and get out of my theater. I think the crew and I are just gonna watch The Revenant again. God damn, that Iñárritu knows how to make a movie. If you know any good survival movies or good snow movies I should check out, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.